Alright. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam, rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Who am I with, Sheikh?
Nawaf Esayed.
My name is Zaid, and today, inshallah, we're going to be asking Sheikh Nawaf about a few questions regarding the retreat that we're on. So, Brother Nawaf, just could you give us a background about what your goal was to take these brothers onto this, weekend away?
The overall theme of this camp is brotherhood in Islam. However, we wanted to focus in this retreat on manhood in the light of the Quran and the Sunnah. So by doing so, we are trying to instill in our young brothers the virtues of what a real man is, as far as taking responsibility, having a plan for his life and his future, more importantly, adhering to the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala in the light of the Quran and the Sunnah. As we know in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala, min al-mu'mineen rijalun sadaqu ma ahadu Allah alayh. So rijal, men who have come true in their adherence to the covenant with Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala, fulfilling the covenant, meaning being obedient, being servant of Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the process, alhamdulillah, what we are doing is we are teaching them how to work in a team, how to be responsible, how to support one another, to have humility in anything that they conduct and they do, basing everything that they do on our deen. As the video we showed them about the flying geese, is that their core values is always stem from the Quran and the Sunnah, and this is how they need to act upon it, and that's what makes them real men. Also, one thing that we are trying to emphasize is the ibadah of tafakkur. We started yesterday at the campfire by having them ponder and think about many creations of Allah Azza wa Jal. It was an interactive. The whole camp is an interactive camp where we want to provoke thought. We want them to think. We want them to ponder. It's ibadah. It's one of the best ibadah. Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, Surah Al-Imran, إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. That in this creation of Allah Azza wa Jalla, in the heaven and the earth, and the difference between the creations, their roles, the way they لَآيَاتٌ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. This is our signs for those who have aql, mind, who think, ponder, and act upon. They are not the ones who just go with the flow. They are the ones who make difference. They are the ones who are leaders. They are the people who lead the way. And that's our focus, is to make them think, make them not be but be the leaders, people who would make change, people who would be unique in all aspects based on our understanding of the Quran and the Sunnah. And may Allah Azza wa Jal give us success in this.
Brother Nawaf, what is one thing, some of the brothers who weren't able to join us this weekend, or even for these brothers when they leave this retreat, what is one thing that you want them to take away with them so they can exemplify manhood to the community around them, to their siblings, to their peers at school, etc.?
I would reiterate what I answered earlier, is I want them to, once they start really pondering and thinking, they become unique in their, in the way they see things and the way they act. So what I want them to take from this camp is, being a man is not the one who, muscular. It's not the one with the loud voice. It's not the one who, commands, and shall obey. It's actually quite the opposite. Is a man who exemplify, everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us in the Quran. Once you exemplify this one, you become a leader. You become somebody who is influential. You become somebody who is unique in all aspects. People see you. You don't even need to speak. When they see you, they say, this is whom I need to emulate. This is whom I need to walk in their footsteps. This is how the companions were of the Prophet ﷺ. They led the way. They created one of the largest states, nations that ever existed throughout the history in very short time. They were leaders. They were unique because they believed in Quran and Sunnah, which is unique. It's divine from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all aspects. So I hope that our young brothers in this camp, in this retreat, will take these values and implement it, inshallah, at home first. When they go home, I hope that inshallah they'll be different, they'll think different, they'll act different, but they act, inshallah, in these values that we instilled in them, that your core value always stem from one thing, is Quran and Sunnah. Very simple. May Allah give us success, inshallah, in everything we do, and give us humbleness. Ameen.
Ameen.